Hey, Steve. How important was the quick start for you guys tonight in a time where you've been preaching preparedness and just being ready right from the opening tip?
Yeah, we were really focused, Jason. Great start. Really took it to them early and set a tone. And I thought that was a crucial part of the game.
Could you describe what Draymond did defensively tonight? Why this was, obviously such a good night for him defensively?
Draymond is just incredible. He's such an amazing defender. It's hard to describe actually because there's so much nuance to it. But if you look past the nuance and you just look at the verticality, the strength to be able to stay in front of Zion, without fouling, take away his angles, defend in the paint with verticality without committing fouls. That's really hard to do. Zion just goes through people, and Draymond is so strong. He was able to hold his ground and force some tough shots. I thought Draymond was tremendous.
Steve, what word would you like to use tonight to describe Steph's performance?
Same one as I used the other night, whatever word that was.
How much of a confidence booster is it for the younger guys on this group to be out there with him right now with the way he's playing?
Well, I think the confidence really comes from both Steph and Draymond. The two of them together are so special. There's just this amazing connection that you see, obviously, on the offensive end, but even on the defensive end. They know each other so well. They've been playing together for so long. But the two of them give the whole group confidence. All these young guys know, Steph and Draymond have won championships. They've seen it all. And, tonight I thought was probably our best game in terms of our focus and our attention to detail, minus a couple of little stretches in the game, but overall, really good attention to detail and game plan discipline, that sort of thing. And Steph and Draymond were leading the way with all of that.
Hi, Coach.
Steve, early in the fourth quarter, nobody really got much going except for Wiggins. He gave you 10 points. I think he scored the first 10 points of the quarter. How crucial was his offense in that stretch there?
Yeah, big stretch, Monty. I don't know what the deficit was for New Orleans, maybe 14 or something going into the fourth.
15.
15. So we needed to score. Obviously, we're trying to get Steph some rest and Draymond some rest. We needed buckets, and Andrew got 3 or 4 big ones just to keep them at bay. So great game from Andrew. I thought his defense was tremendous. Doing a good job on Ingram and just giving us the usual, nightly sort of day's work, that Wiggs gives you. He's played every single game. Even when he's banged up like he was tonight, he's there for you. And just love coaching Wiggs. Love having him on this team because he's a winner, and he's like I said, he's just there for you. He's Mr. Consistent. He's there every night.
Going back to Draymond's defense on Zion, how important is it for you guys not to have to double Zion every time down the floor when he's able to defend that way in terms of your game plan and not having to help off of other shooters and things like that?
Well, yeah, if you had to pick one guy, in the NBA to guard Zion, Draymond would be that guy, because he's seen everything. He's the smartest defender in the league, but he's got the strength to be able to stay in front of him. And we tried to help as much as we could without, completely leaving shooters. But, when you have Draymond, it's the ultimate weapon defensively.
What do you think about Andrew Wiggins' relationship to the spotlight? Say in a season when Steph and Draymond get most of the headlines, what do you think about his ability to just stay under the radar and perform consistently?
I think Andrew enjoys being under the radar. I don't think he really wants the limelight. I think he loves basketball. He loves to play, loves being part of our team. And so it's a really good situation for him, you know. Steph and Draymond are our leaders, and, you know, Andrew's a guy who we just count on night after night, and it's been a really good fit.
Coach, came some clutch points. As we're nearing the end of the year, 7 games left, how tough, looking back now, how tough has this season been dealing with injuries and COVID testing and players in and out the lineup? How tough of a season has it been?
It's been tough, Mark, but that's true for every team in the league. You know, I talked to other coaches about this, and we're all just in survival mode this year. You know, everybody's dealing with injuries, COVID absences, you know, condensed games. But I think everybody in the league has understood that, you know, we're responsible to keep the league going and to try to get through this season and get to the point where we can get our fans back in the buildings and feel like we're back to normal again.
Steve, when you think of an X factor player, you don't necessarily think of a guy who's the second best player on your team, but do you think that Draymond kind of can be the X factor just because of the way he's always bringing it on defense, but they can also just completely change the game when he is scoring as he did tonight?
Well, you know, Draymond is a multi-time All-Star and champion and defensive player of the year. So I do think that, you know, we are at our best, Kendra, you know, when Draymond is playing at such a high level. So however you want to describe that, you know, Draymond is just crucial to everything we do.
What kind of punch do you expect from
Anthony.
them tomorrow?
I'm sorry, Anthony.
Just what kind of punch do you expect from them tomorrow? And how ready do you guys have to be, even though obviously the playoff stakes, you kind of did your job tonight in that sense?
Yeah, you know, we obviously needed to come down here and get at least one, you know, to hold them off. Otherwise, they're breathing down our necks. But, you know, we've got bigger sights, you know, ahead. We want to avoid that 9-10 spot and you know, get into the 7-8 spot so that we have 2 cracks at winning one. That's a big deal. So that's what our focus is. You know, we walked into the locker room and Draymond, he was yelling at the guys. You know, we came here to get 2. So Draymond's right.
Coach, hope you can hear me well and you're okay. It's Maria Vidal for Top Deportes in Latin America. You were mentioning the word focus. So what is the key for this team to stay focused or strong and motivated this week in particular, that every game counts?
Well, that's the trick, Maria. You know, every coach is trying to get his team to stay focused, particularly this year with everything going on and you know, the lack of fans, the lack of connection with people on the road. You know, it's an easy year to be distracted, and so we're all trying to keep our guys locked in and focused. But I do think it gets a little bit easier now that we're in the stretch run and, you know, the playoffs are in our sights and we're right there. So you know, we've just got to continue to stay locked in.
Steve, James Hill with BNC Sports. Juan T and Jay Poole came in, the bench came in and really helped out. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Juan has been great all year long. He's such a good basketball player. He understands the game. He plays with so much energy. I thought he had a great game tonight. And then Jordan gave us some big buckets in that first half in the second quarter when we made our run to get the lead up pretty high. So those guys were really important. Mike Mulder also came in and knocked down some shots. I thought everybody really contributed tonight.